Hey guys, my name is Ethan, this is Carberra. Welcome to the series where I teach you how to build a game in Python. Today we are going to be handling events. So in the last video we created a window, however you couldn't actually close the window down using the cross in the corner. We're going to be fixing that today, but we're also going to be taking a look at some other events you can do. So pretty much everything in Pygame relies on an event. So if you hit a key on the keyboard, that's an event. If you click a mouse button, that's an event. So we're going to be looking at a few of those and seeing how they can be used. Of course, if you find the video helpful at any point, then consider liking it to let me know and subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos in the series. Yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into it. We're only concerned with the client file today, so there's not actually that much to do. Last video we did a lot, this video we're not doing so much. But we are handling events. Now, an event is how you really do anything in Pygame. So, if someone presses a key on the keyboard, it sends an event. If someone clicks the mouse, it sends an event. If someone moves the mouse, it sends an event. If you've got a controller connected, if someone moves the joystick, it sends an event. You kind of get the idea. Everything runs on events in Pygame. And we need to be able to handle them and, work with them. So in between our frame delta and our actual drawing, we're going to do events equals pg.event.get. And if events, I'm fully aware I can do that at the walrus operator. You can do it if you want, but it just tends to confuse people. So I've just decided to not use them in series anymore. For events in events, do apologize. If event.type double equals quit, and this has come from our pygame.locals, so if you have it imported as something else, it'd be pgl.quit, for example. I don't know, should I do that? I feel as though I probably should. pgl, so if we now do pgl.quit, there we go. That'll probably make some people happy. I know people don't like the wildcard imports, so we'll just do that. I'll do self.stop. So that causes self.stop, and we have this pg.quit and then sys.exit. So that'll do all our stuff for us. So if we load it up now, whenever we get to it, there we go. Cannot import pgl from. Oh, I've done. Oh, right, this actually, yeah. Import pygame.locals as pgl. I'm pretty sure that'll be now. There we go. So now if we hit the minimize button, it was going to work anyway, but if we hit the cross button, it actually works. Essentially, what this is doing is, because Pygame isn't used just for games, it allows you to have, are you sure you want to quit the game, for example, or are you sure you want to quit the software? It's more a software thing rather than an actual game thing you'd use that for. It's useful to have that extra functionality if you do want it. So we're going to be covering some more events. We're not going to be covering too much. Because there are a lot to go for or to go through. So if event.type, let's actually just print them all. Screw it. Let's just print all the events. Actually, let's just print them one by one. So print event. So if you run this, we have. See, I'm moving the mouse, and the position and the relative and everything is coming up as well. You have your active event and you have your window leave. So if I go back in, there'll be a window rejoin somewhere up here, or I don't actually know what it's called. Window enter. There we go. So have a click. So you have mouse button down and mouse button up. So it has the position and it has kind of what button it was and in what window. So you have the different buttons there. If I hit that button, does it count as a different? Oh, that's button 6 and that's button 7. Apparently my mouse just doesn't have a button 4 or 5, which is interesting. And my batteries are apparently running low on my mouse as well, which is good. Have the keyboard events. So this is key down. I'm holding control at the moment, so it's kind of weird. So you have these mod keys and you have these other keys. But if I press something down like this, oh, there's a text input going. Oh, that's a new event. That was not in. That was not in Pygame 1, I don't think. So if you want text input, then use that, I suppose. But you kind of have all these different things. You have the mods. 4096 is no mod for some reason. You have the scan code. You can create a key mapper out of scan code. We tried it in the streams for a good while, and we couldn't quite get it working. Well, I think we did get it working in the end. We just kind of decided that it was just way too much for the series itself, for what we were trying to do. But you know, you have all these different keys or whatever. And I'm not really sure what other events there are. You know, I'm not sure if the minimize counts as one. It does. Yeah, window focus loss, and you have the text editing one that's come up. Oh, the window minimize does have a special one. Okay. Yeah, now we've kind of experimented with these. We're gonna, you know, yeah, there's our quit as well. Now I've experimented with these. We're gonna go and, you know, kind of handle some of them. So you can do if event.type double equals pgl.key down. So you know, this is if we have our key down, and we can just print event dot, is it char? I think it's event dot char. And if events, we're going to be getting rid of these in a future video because we don't need these, but we're just kind of messing around. And you can mess around with events as much as you want, but just don't do too much in the client, because most of our event handling isn't going to happen in the client. And you'll see what I mean in, is it the next video or the video after? It's probably the video after. Print event.button. So now instead of, actually we don't want to print the event as an error as well. Oh, because mouse button doesn't exist, it's mouse button down. So if I hit a mouse button, you can see there's a button, 2, 3, 7 and 6. The upper one is 7 and the lower one is 6 on the side. That doesn't make any sense. Does the sensitivity button? No. Interesting. You know, if we oh hello. Oh, it's not sure. I forget what it is. Now, I can probably scroll up and look at all this stuff up here once we get past all the. Oh, it's the Unicode. That's it. It's event.unicode. I'm pretty sure it didn't have Unicode in Pygame 1. I think you had to do the key, and then you had to do like the CHR inbuilt to get it to load. But now you just have the Unicode available to you. Oh, it even has the mod for you if you want to. Oh, this is all our different characters for the... Ooh. Well, that's an interesting one. Interesting. I think the numpad, the numpad register the same as the number keys, at least with the Unicode, but the numpad is registered differently. So you can do that as well. But yeah, I think you get the idea with the events. We're going to be using a number of these in our... well, you know, in the game as we go along. Most of these are going to be gotten rid of, but I just kind of wanted to show you sort of the different ideas behind how these events work, and the different ways you can use them to your advantage. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. You can join the Discord server using the link in the description. But yeah, with that, I would like to thank my amazing patrons on screen now. £1 a month and you can be on that screen too. And I will see you next time, where I should really get my plan up before I do this, because I really don't know. We're going to be creating scene and sprite base classes, so it is the next one. We're going to be talking about scenes and stuff. But yeah, we're not really going to be adding anything we can see in the next one. We're just going to be adding a load of code to get ready for us stuff later on. You know, game development is a long process. Having base classes is often really good. One thing I will say, if you are following along with the series, I would recommend looking up abstract base classes before the next video, because we are going to be using one in that, but I will explain what they are in the next video as well, if you are, you know, watching a little down the line and the next video is already out. So I will see you for that.